Did you know that the CDC estimates there are over 5,437,988 autistic adults in the United States? If you suspect that you are autistic, self identify as autistic, or have received a late diagnosis of autism, you are not alone. If you are an allistic, that's a person who is not autistic, there is a chance you know, have interacted with, or at least seen an autistic adult and not even know it during your lifetime. In this video, I'm going to share with you 8 facts that every person, both autistic and allistic, should know about autism. Let's get started. Hey, Define Yourselfers, I am Chris Mitchell, aka The Confident Autistic from theconfidentautistic.com. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for taking time to check out this video. I am an autistic adult, late diagnosed, a multi-certified life coach, an advocate for autistic adults who is on a mission to empower you to embrace autism confidently. Now, if this resonates with you, please consider supporting my mission. You can show your support by liking, sharing, and commenting on this video. But the best way for you to show your support is by subscribing to this channel. And when you do not forget to click on the bell to be notified of new videos and when I go live. When autistics like you and me start learning the facts about autism, we can better understand what we are facing and help us develop autism pride. When Allistics start learning the facts about autism, the misconceptions and stereotypes about autism can be replaced by understanding, support, and acceptance, not to mention inclusion. Now let's get into the 8 facts everyone should know about autism. And the first fact is, every autistic person is unique. There's a saying that holds a lot of truth to it. If you have met one person with autism, you have met one person with autism. And that quote is attributed to Stephen Shore. It's important to know that each of us who are on the spectrum is as unique as a snowflake on a cold winter morning. Sure, there's some overlapping similarities in the autism community from one autistic person to another. However, like everything else in nature, there are no two of us who are completely alike. 75% of autistics are unemployed. This is a shocking statistic. Now, some reports indicate that the unemployment rate here in the US is closer to 85%. That's even more shocking and troubling to me. Now, this is an unacceptable number, as autistics have a lot to offer to our society that can make both companies strong and the world a better place to live in. Up to 80% of autistics may meet the criteria for ADHD. Up until 2013, a person was either diagnosed with autism or with ADHD. However, there are a lot of overlapping traits and characteristics between autism and ADHD, including impulsivity, difficulty focusing, and social challenges. Now, with the release of the DSM-5 Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Health Disorders, 5th edition, which came out in 2013, a person can now be diagnosed with both autism and ADHD. 75 to 90% of autistic people experience or have a special interest. Now, special interests are characterized by intense, fixated interests that are abnormal in focus and intensity, and they can be practically anything. It can be trains, it can be buses, it can be cars, it can be planes, it could be a subject matter, dinosaurs, it could be collecting unique things. Like I collect buses, both City buses and school buses, toy ones. The real ones are really expensive and take up a lot of room. So I collect the toy ones or models of them. It could be anything or special and it could be music. Like for me, one of my special interests is 1980s music. I live in the 80s. I mean, it's not just music. I watch primarily only 80s TV shows or shows that were on TV in the 1980s, which could include reruns of like the Beverly Hillbillies. Those were on TV in the 1980s. And I like watching a lot of 80s movies. So I'm an 80s guy. I love the 80s. I just love everything about it because it was a totally rad decade, dude. Now, by having a special interest, autistics may develop a stronger ability to be detailed, focused, and oriented, which can be a benefit in many lines of work. Up to 70% of autistic people are part of the LGBTQIA plus community. Now, depending on the source you cite, I have found this number to be as low as 42% and as high as 69, 70%. When we break it down, men on the spectrum are almost 4 times as likely to identify as bisexual, and females with autism are 3 times as likely to identify as gay. And transgendered and gendered diverse people are more likely to be diagnosed with autism. 70% of autistics have a mental health condition, and 40% have 2 or more mental health conditions. Now, some common mental health conditions that autistics experience include anxiety, which I do, depression, I battle that as well, obsessive compulsive disorder. I really don't have that personally. I get a little bit obsessed about things being in certain places and organized in a certain way, but it's not too bad. Bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. Autistics are 4 times likelier to experience gastrointestinal issues. Autistics often experience gastrointestinal issues, which are known as GI issues, due to a complex interplay of factors, including potential abnormalities in the gut microbiome. And I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I put the word here up on the screen. Heightened sensory sensitivities related to food, connection between the gut and the brain, that's known as gut-brain axis, and possible genetic variations that impact neurological functions and digestive processes, leading to issues like constipation, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. But most importantly, autistics are valid and equal to others. Despite everything shared here and the challenges every autistic adult faces on a daily basis, each one of us are equal to our allistic peers and should be treated with respect and dignity. Now it's your turn. Let me know what you thought about this video. I know it's one of my shorter ones, but still, I think there was a lot of great information in it. Share your comments in the comment section underneath the video. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are about what I shared today. Now, I might not be able to respond to every single comment, but rest assured, I do read each and every one of them. And if you have an idea for a topic for a future video, share that with me as well. Love to hear those ideas. So until next time, this is the Confident Autistic reminding you that now is the time to embrace autism confidently. Join me live Thursday nights for the Confident Autistic Live, where I answer your questions, we discuss this week's videos, offer support, and more. The fun starts Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time in the US of A. Be sure to click the bell when you subscribe to the channel to be notified when the party begins.